waiting. This is part 2, guys. We lost connection. And we're gonna wait for you guys to reconnect and get notifications. In case you're watching this on a replay, my name is Evelyn Osorio. In case you don't know me, this is my husband, Raphael, better known as Bambino. And today we are going to share with you guys our story. Our struggles. Monkey came back. Monkey quiere saber el bochinche.
The first one too.
He was the first one. He was like, refresh. Welcome back, Rosa. We're gonna wait. Hi, Charles. We are going to wait, but we are gonna share with you guys some of our story, where it all started. Because honestly, the struggles for us started pretty early on. However, which is it testifies even more. I made it. Yes, girl, you made it. It testifies even more to the power of being in love. Aww. Because the truth is that we had a struggle from the very beginning, and we're gonna go to the story of the White Castle. I didn't forget. We're just gonna wait for the people to reconnect that were on the first live. Hola, Di Maris. So we are together 16 years, 13 years married, at war for most of those years. What happened in White Castle? I'm gonna tell you guys what happened in White Castle. So I was telling you guys in the first part how I knew my husband's name, Bambino. That's his nickname. That's what they call him. And I knew of his name. I knew his name before I placed a face to the name, because he was always around my family, or at least a portion of my family. And my daughter knew him, my nephews and nieces knew him, my mama knew him, my aunts knew him, cousins, everybody knew him. And he was pretty much liked by them. He hung around them all the time. And then when I came home in 2003 from prison, I started to hang around the family a bit more, and that's how I got to place a face to the name. Well, I didn't know that Mr. Bambino had a crush on Miss Osorio here. Well, I was in Osorio then. I was Rosado. I was Miss Evelyn Rosado. I can't even say Rosado anymore. And no, naturally I want to say Osorio. And so, anyway, guys, so here I am in White Castle. This is the White Castle story that, yeah, you guys are waiting for. So I'm in White Castle. I am in my own vehicle with my girls, and we went to White Castle. And I think we was hanging out, right? It was nighttime. Look at his face. It was nighttime, and I was hanging out with my girls, and he was hanging out with I call him my nephew, and he was in the car with him. So they said we saw each other at White Castle, and we said hi to each other, whatever, but it was like nothing. And we take off. But Mr. here tells my nephew to hunt me down, to chase me down. To chase me down and go after me. So they literally go after me, and they stop we stopped at a light. Is that what it was, right? We stopped at a light. We stopped at a light, and what happened then?
It's your story.
He said it's my story. I think he just asked where we were going or whatever. We might have exchanged some few words, whatever, and we just kept going our own separate ways. The next time you were in prison, what a testimony. Yes, Jewel, I was in Jamaica. So this angle right now is making me look so fat. Like, world, what is going on here? Look, like the sun is beaming on me. It makes me look like my face is like swollen on this side. Jesus, I need some
Galleticas.
Well, anyway, this is like really bothering me. Hold on, guys. Better. Okay, better. So, the next time I remember seeing him was at a party. And that's back then we did nothing but house parties. And we were in a house party, my family, they love to party. And he always partied with them. As a matter of fact, he lived right above my my daughter's aunt. And it was a house party, and he was actually dancing with one of my nieces, and everybody was just dancing, whatever. And for the first time, girls, I looked at him with like different type of eyes, and no, it was not the moves. I'm just saying.
Really?
No, it was not the moves. I don't know what the world happened. At that moment, something happened. And I'm like, at that moment, I'm like, what? Oh no, what you doing, girl? And I'm like, no. And I walked away from that day. Everybody, we all took pictures. We were hanging out. We had a good time. But I guess, girls, I don't know what happened. Mind you, for those of you who don't know, my husband is 10 years younger than I am. So back then, 9 years younger than I am. So back then, I was 29.
Yeah.
29?
I was 20.
And you were barely turning 20?
I was 20 when I was 20.
You were 20 going to 21? No.
Ya para 30. Ya 29. Tenía 20.
I had just turned 29. Yeah, we started in what was your brother's birthday?
Michael.
Yeah. What was his birthday? When is his birthday?
2003.
2000?
I mean,
No.
in May.
May. So in May, we were already going together. Oh no, we started going together after May. In June. I remember June, right? June of 2003, we started going. So I had just turned 29. I know, stop saying wow, girl. I had just turned 29. He was 19 going on 20. All right, get it right, my brother. Get it right. All right, get it right. So anyway, he don't want to feel that bad. I feel bad. Stop playing. So, fast forward, he found himself in a situation, and out of all people, he asked me to be there to support him. Guys, this is the day it all happened. It all went down, girls. This is it right here. So we are he can I tell him like everything? Well, not the details, but so he had a court case. Were we not a match made in heaven, girl, please? So we go to he has a court date. He asked me the day before, Evelyn, you want to come with me for support? Now, mind you, his mom and his stepdad, and who else was there? Michael? I don't remember who else was there. I remember his mom being there and his stepdad being there. And I was not a favorite. Let's just say that, okay? And he invites me to go be a support system to him. Well, on that day, he was found innocent, and we celebrated with 99 bananas. Anybody know what 99 bananas are? And no, it is not literally bananas. One of the girls' last post I put, she was like, y'all ate 99 bananas? No, my loves, it's a drink, okay? Let's just say, right, Brenda? Let's just say the rest was history. We've been inseparable ever since, okay? Now let's go into the nitty-gritty. God is the best matchmaker, girl. So, let's fast forward. He was, and still is, a very handsome man. So, there were.
Fix it real quick. Huh?
No, because I was gonna talk about, you know, in the mindset of that time. But I knew if I would have just said he was, you were gonna be like, I was. Oh, I was. So I see, girls, how important it is to know your husband and know what he will say and how he will react. I'm just saying, right? Save yourself some headaches. Yes, Jules, I brought him good luck. Yes, girl, yes. So, where was I at? Oh, he was cute. And, so, you know, and he was young. So, girls, I have to give a get out of jail free pass to my love early on. This is something he probably's never heard. I don't think I've ever told him this, so he's gonna hear probably a lot of things for the first time, like you guys. But because he was younger, I already in my mind had a get out of jail free pass, a grace pass, where I expected for him to do things because he was so young. And I was already 29 years old with 2 children, been in serious relationships. So I knew what to do in my relationship, but I knew that he didn't know what to do, right? Now, not to the extent that he didn't know. However, I did expect for him to mess up. Jules say he's still cute. I expected for him to mess up. Now, there was a huge age difference. 9 years, guys. 9 years. In about 9.5 years, 9 and something years, right? So, and the life experience was also a huge gap. So I had to allow space for mess ups. However, a lot of the mess ups were things that were, even though I had the grace pass there, were things that were affecting me big time emotionally. And then eventually those same things affected me, my self-esteem and stuff of that nature. So from that point on, there was a lot of insecurities on my part, a lot of jealousy, a lot of anger, a lot of, what would you add to that? What would you add to that, baby? To the anger, the jealousy, the frustration on my part. There was just a whole lot going on, guys. Huh?
It's a lot.
Huh?
A lot of stuff. A lot of stress.
A lot of stress for me or you?
Both.
From when you said it, you were thinking about yourself, weren't you? Yes, you was. You were thinking about yourself. You were like, oh God, she stressed me. But years down the line, I couldn't let go of the things that happened early on in our relationship, and I held on to those things. And so even though, you know, when you get into the spirit of jealousy, ladies, or men, right? Because men get into jealousy too. But when we get into this insecure place, in a place of jealousy, we see things even when there's nothing going on. We just see stuff, right? That's just facts. However, there's also stuff that do go on, right? I honestly believe that if we didn't both love each other the way we do, we wouldn't be here today. What you think? We wouldn't be here today, guys. We here because the love for one another, despite of the mistakes, has held us together. Now, fast forward, insecurities and whatnot. So he did things that caused insecurities in me and jealousy in me, and then I did things in return also to put jealousy in him and insecurities in him. However, the way he displayed it was totally different from mine. He always made me feel like he had it all together, where I, on the other hand, felt like I was freaking falling to pieces, right? Because I was very vocal with my insecurities and my jealousy, and he was not. The only time I really heard him express anything at all was in a fit of rage, and then that's when everything would just come out, but never like on a day-to-day basis. And truth be told, he could have. Yes, Jewel, yes it does. She said it's hard to let go of that type of hurt. It does affect your self-esteem and self-worth. Yes. So now, a few years into it, he's hurt me, I've hurt him, and we both in a pretty angry, bitter place. And then in 2006, that's when you got your CDL? In 2006, he decided to become a truck driver. And now he is going to be going cross country. Now this is a relationship, guys, that is already broken, struggling with trust issues, and he's going to go cross country. At this point, we already married, right? We were married. Oh no. We got married in 2006, but right after, right? Right after. Men handle and display emotions differently. Yes, Joel, for sure. Which we're going to get into, guys, and we're going to be talking about this. Because I think that that's where the disconnect is happening. Because we are one breed and they are another. And we think and react and act on our emotions differently than they do. And because they don't do it the way we do it, we feel like they don't care. We feel like they don't love us. We feel like they fell out in love. We feel a whole lot of feelings because they are not reacting the way we expect them or want them to react. But the truth is, and I highly suggest that you guys take time to learn what a man is like. I've done that. And honestly, he didn't know that. That's something he just found out right now. I've taken the time to read some about the man's personality. I've taken time to watch videos about men's personalities, the way they filter things in comparison to women, because I needed to understand him. I needed to understand, why can't I get you to respond? Like, it was driving me crazy. Even down to the simplest thing, everything was always, I don't know. No, you know, but he will always tell me, I don't know. And that, girls, used to drive me crazy. I don't know if any of you guys have a husband or a boyfriend or whatever, where you ask the questions and everything is always, I don't know, right?
I don't know.
I'm telling you.
I don't know.
It was always, I don't know. And for me, that was frustrating. So I took time within the last year or two, you know, now not like to become an expert or anything like that, just enough to help me understand that he is different from me. And if I want to get the message across to him, I'm going to have to do it differently from what I've been doing for the past 13, 14 years, right? So my cousin said, oh my God, yes. Girl, they act like they don't know. Brenda said it's frustrating. So you're not the only one who says, I don't know. It's a man thing. No, another Brenda. My hubby answer is, oh, it drives me insane. You understand? So we all have something in common here, right? We have husbands. And these husbands are a different creature than we are, guys. Don't call it like that. What you want me to call it, baby?
Different breed.
A different breed. Alright? They are a different breed from us. So, we're gonna get, you guys are gonna get to ask some questions from the man's perspective of this, right? Because this is this is why we're doing the Q&A with Mama and Papa G, right? Or it's, I'm fine. Girl, please, I'm fine. No, you're not fine. Stop playing. right? So you guys are gonna get to ask the questions. If there's anything that you need to understand, why does my husband do X, Y, and Z? Maybe he might have the answer to that because he's a man. And the same way we think alike and we react a lot alike on a lot of things, so does the man. So this is what today is all about. Men don't like conflict, so they will try to avoid it at all costs. Is she right? Is she right, baby? Okay, now he was telling me something that I told him, don't tell me, because I want to hear it for the first time too. You remember what you was getting ready to tell me? You were talking about, it has something to do with, something like that. Men are from Mars, yes, and we are from Jupiter. Okay, let's just say this. I can't remember what it was. You remember?
Any little thing que ustedes ya get worked out.
Okay, go ahead, say it. That. No, go, because I want you to talk too.
Any little thing gets woman worked out. Us, we just, you know,
he said they're easygoing and that everything works us out.
We are easygoing. Y'all get women out of shape for nothing. Literally for nothing.
But the issue sometimes is that what's nothing to them is something to us. So men gotta understand that they can't be so insensitive to us when we feel something is important, and at least give it some space. Give it some space so that at least it's not like whatever, because that's what we take it as, right, ladies? When you guys feel like, oh my God, this ain't even important, shut up already. It angers us, because for us, if we're talking about it, it's important, right? So he's so cool, whatever, Jewel. I'm watching with my husband and he agrees with your husband. Okay, Mr. Sanabria. And I understand. We are very emotional human beings, right? We like to get in there. If something is bothering us, we want to talk about it. Where y'all don't want to talk about nothing at all. Now, why don't y'all want to talk about anything?
I don't know.
Why y'all don't like to talk about nothing?
Because
at all. Even if you think it's important, you still say the same thing. I'm gonna kill him on the live, girls. I'm gonna kill him. He said, I don't know.
Hello, sometimes we tired. We don't want to talk.
Sometimes they tired and they don't want to talk. Okay. That's it? So sometimes men are tired. Wait, where's her husband? Where's Miss Veronica? Where's your husband? Is that legit right there, Miss Veronica husband? Sometimes you guys are just tired and you don't feel like talking. That's legit, right? But not for everything. I'm just saying. All right. So let's move on. Let's move on, girls, because it's gonna get hot in here. It's getting hot in here. So okay, so moving forward. Let's move forward. So two men agree. We women, we just, everything is something. Thank you, Tiny. Everything is something, and everything is not something, right? To them, everything is not something. So obviously there needs to be a sense of balance on our part, that everything doesn't always have to be something, right? We don't gotta be over dramatic about everything, like the man didn't put the trash out, right? conflict. He doesn't want to anger you. Jules, you are a woman on our side. Hello. Jules said, again, they don't like conflict. He doesn't want to anger you. Is that legit? That one didn't sound convincing to me. Didn't look convincing. But.
No todo el tiempo. Not all the time.
Not all the time?
Sometimes we just, yeah, sometimes I think I don't want to, you know, I don't want to get you mad or whatever. I just stay away my way.
And how's your way of staying away?
Just not talking.
Just not talking?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, moving forward. We need to stop being so emotional, right? However, no, Jules said, Madeline, hello Madeline. Tiny said, my hubby, that's Ivan's wife. My hubby don't talk because I don't let him. Which is another problem, girls. When we go in, we could get ham on these guys. All right, we could get ham. So, moving forward. So, where were we at before all this? We were at the insecurity and the jealousy. Oh, so now he's going cross country, ladies. And I did 2 years with you cross country, on and off, right? 2 years cross country with my husband. Then finally I'm like, okay, we need to settle down, or I need to settle down, because he had no choice. He had to be out on the road. Now, I want you guys to put things into perspective. And ladies, listen to what I'm gonna say. Up until that point, he had given me, in my opinion, absolutely no reason to feel that I can trust him, in my opinion, right? Now, if you ask him, he will tell you something totally different. He'll just tell you, girl, you were just crazy out of your mind, right? Like, get over it at this point. However, I was still in that place, right? And we are a lot more emotional and a lot more vocal when it comes to these areas. When we are insecure and we are jealous, we are letting you know, right? And we're gonna act a fool. Let's be real about it, guys. Look, he got angry. We start acting a fool about it. So now he's gonna go cross country, and I did it with him for 2 years. I couldn't do it anymore. It was literally like cats and dogs inside of that truck, and we couldn't go anywhere, dude. It was bad. It was like he's driving, I'm next to him, and when I got mad, all I could do was go to the bed and pull the little curtain to separate him from me. And I like, for hours. And be like, don't look at me. He'll try to look back. I'm like, don't look at me. Right? So, it got pretty bad in there, guys. So, yeah, it was like... That was bad. It was bad. It was bad. It was bad, guys. We was in a very bad place. So, here I find myself now in a pretty bad place. We find ourselves in a pretty bad place, inside of a truck, cross country, working, and I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I need a home. So, he got us a place in Pennsylvania. Now, this is what I want you to take note of. I was jealous, insecure, everything you can name under the book, right? And I had to make a decision for myself. For me. Not because he had given me a reason to feel like I could trust him, but because of me. I needed to give myself a different mindset, because I was going to keep driving myself crazy. And it's one thing to be in somebody's space and y'all arguing about things all the time. It's a different story that you guys are not even in the same house and y'all still fighting the same way, right? Which is what used to happen with me and him on the phone. You remember those days? And but guess what? I will get mad and you'll get mad and we'll hang up, and that's the end of that.
A couple
right?
of hours later, hi baby, what you doing? Okay.
Literally like crazy. So I had to decide for myself that I needed to just trust. Because even though he had not given me a reason to trust him in my book, I needed to do that for myself. Because otherwise, I was going to be driving myself crazy, wondering, was he with somebody? Is he putting somebody in the truck with him? You know, I knew that remember, I did this 2 years with him. So I knew that there were prostitutes, there were girls that would go and give you some in these truck stops without a blink. Okay? And I knew that. And so, you know, we're talking about separated for weeks and months at a time. Right? That first year when we got called to Florida, I didn't see him for that whole year. After I left in April, that I got to 2016, when I got to Florida, I didn't see you till December. You was in New York. From April all the way.
Cuando te fuiste para... Yeah, but I was local in New York.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So I had not seen you that whole time. So that was nearly almost a year, from April all the way to December. If I had not taken the trip to New York to go spend it with him, I would have not seen him till the next year.
No, get it right. You didn't go over there to spend it. You went over there to spend it with me, and you took me with you. We left.
Where?
We left to Florida. Nos fuimos para Florida, ¿no te acuerdas?
No.
Yes, we did.
We did?
Yes, y después yo tuve que virar para atrás.
What you went to Florida for?
Cuando tú me buscaste a mí.
I went over there and we spent New Year's in the church. Remember? Mm-hmm. You was living in the rented room. You wasn't with your mother. In New Jersey.
Oh, so eso fue después cuando fui otra vez.
Yeah. So, anyway, moving forward.
La primera vez tú me llevaste, que tuve que virar para atrás.
Yeah. So, moving forward, guys, there was a lot of brokenness between both of us. I did things to hurt him, he did things to hurt me. I assume at some point, because I'm not in his head, I assume that just like me, he made a decision to say, I'm just going to have to trust her. Was that like that for you? For me, it was that way. For me, it was that way. For me, I don't know if for him was just kind of putting it in the back burner and pretending he didn't.
I think that's what it was.
What? Making the decision to just trust?
Just put it.
Just put it in the back burner like it never happened?
Yeah.
So for him, it was like pretending it never happened, which lines up with his character because that's how he is. Because you kidnapped him, Evelyn. Shut up, Tiny. That lines up with who he is. He can pretend like things ain't happening, and that's how he is. So I can believe that that's exactly the method that he decided to use to help him get over it, right? For me, it wasn't that. For me, I couldn't put it in the back burner that way for a long time. And I just had to believe two things. Just to trust him, just because, for my own sake. And number two, trust that if there was anything, God would expose it and show it to me. So for me, my faith held to me a whole lot. And it is when I became even the strongest in my walk with God when we was in Florida. He's so laid back. That you so laid back. You know, que no que está recostado, sino que eres...
No, yo sé, que la cartera me está molestando hace rato, güey.
Oh, sácatela. So, let's get into the good stuff now. How, after 3 separations, 6 months each,
35 stitches, I just
35 stitches later, separated 3 times for 6 months. We had divorce papers. We were talking about that earlier. He said I actually broke them. I never signed them, he said. I didn't remember that. I remember them being in the drawer. But he said, at some point, I broke him. In other words, baby, you ain't going nowhere.
Cuando volvimos.
When we got back together?
Tampa.
Okay.
Viniste de moto otra vez.
Okay. So, when I did leave, then there were divorce papers there.
Huh?
Madeline, good questions. Okay, now the questions are coming in.
No questions, no questions.
How do you deal with infidelity and move on? It's hard, right? It's hard. Who got the stitches? He did.
Yo cogí un golf club.
Do we want to share that story? Okay, so to answer the question for Madeline, how do you get, past someone cheating on you? He dealt with it one way, and for him, it was pretending it never happened. However, that will always come up at the worst times, right? Because it was obvious when you put something in the back burner and just kind of, sweep it under the carpet like it never happened. It actually does more damage than coming to terms with it, having an honest conversation about it, and coming to terms with things, right? We want to know, Veronica. What do you want to know? The golf club? You got them started.
Yeah, but
you can't tell them anything. I'll tell you in a minute.
I'm not talking about that.
You brought it up.
No, I made a comment.
So, how do you deal with infidelity?
I don't want to feel the pain again.
So how do you feel with you deal with infidelity? Let me tell you guys something. Infidelity, cheating, it comes in so many shapes and forms. Okay, cheating does not just come with a man physically laying with another woman. Okay, you are cheating already emotionally and mentally on another level with other things that can lead to the same thing, right? When you feel emotionally betrayed, it gives you the same sense of being cheated on, right? So for me, again, it was just me having to just make a decision to trust. Just decide to trust. And then for me, it was the more I allowed God to deal with my heart and deal with me, it became easier because, guys, I would not let him live down whatever it was, because there were things for literally since we started, right? From when we started, it was something, and then something else, and then something else, and then something else. And so I had to, and then he's the type of person that pretend it never happened and it'll all go away. So it made it even more difficult for me to come to terms with things. And for many years, I was a whacked out wife. That's just the truth. For many years. And he started to see less of that once we moved to Florida, ¿verdad? Después que yo estaba en Florida, you started to see less of it. Once I moved to Florida, he was still cross-country truck driver. Everything became less and less. But it took really, honestly, for me, my relationship with God. God renewing my heart, God changing the way I felt about things, me laying it at the cross, and it took work, guys. It took work. Fast forward to now.
It's not easy, but donde hay amor, there is hope.
He said it's not easy, but where there's love, there's hope. And honestly, I'm going to talk to you girls about the way you're praying. This is another thing he doesn't know.
Yeah, I'm finding out a lot of things today. I like
it. Before I say this, when in our last separation, when I was in New York City, I started to ask God. Now, this was a separation where there was divorce papers there. The first time we ever had divorce papers. And when I left, I started to ask God, show me how to be a better wife. Show me where I've gone wrong at. Show me the things that I've said that might have offended him, that might have broke him down, that contributed to this marriage being where it's at. Boy, did he start showing me. Then when I got in conversations with my husband, he knew, let me see if you remember, he knew that God was dealing with me because I was apologizing to him. Remember that when I was in Third House? And we was on the phone and I was apologizing to you for things that I had done, or, you know, ways that I might have spoken to you, all that stuff. And you was like, yeah, God is doing something with you. You remember that? You remember? That, you know, because God started showing me. Wow. Madeline says thank you because I started divorce papers. Hold on, girl. Hold on, all right? Hold on. Matter of fact, make sure you don't stay to the end of this broadcast, please. Tiny say, why when men cheat, we gotta be so forgiving to them, but if a woman cheats, she would never be forgiven. That's not true, because he forgave me. To an extent, I believe that there's still things that he needs to deal with, but he's still here with me, and I cheated, right? So, that's not always true, ladies. However, right, it goes either way. He did things to break me, I did things to break him. And we hear now because, number one, there was true love. There was real love despite of the mistakes and the things that happened, right? There were true love. Sometimes we decide to do things that we really don't want to do with, where it's not our ideal place to be. Let me put it that way, right? Sometimes we do things because at that moment we are in a place that maybe we're like, you know what, screw this. Or maybe we're like, well, you wasn't there for me. Or maybe whatever your reasons are, or their reasons are, those things in our minds is enough reason to do it, right? And then there are men and women that just do things for the fun of it. Those type of people, just listen, don't put yourself through it, because I wouldn't. I'm gonna tell you right now. There's love can only cover so many sins, right? If there is no real move towards change, then all you're doing is wishful hoping, right? And also, what I wanted to share with you guys was the way we are praying. What we are praying for, or the way we are praying for our husbands, is for the most part wrong prayers. My husband is gonna hear something for the first time, and
another one.
No, you didn't hear. Well, you didn't hear. No, I didn't say it yet, because the other one you heard about it. You knew about that. You know, that guy that I had asked God to show me, right? You knew about that. I just kind of jumped between two thoughts. So when God started showing me, then I started to disarm the enemy with those things that God was showing me. But Mr. here would literally take those things and then use it right back, like almost as if he knew that he was losing a grip of something. Like, okay, you know when you got something over somebody and you can hold it over their head? Well, I think at one point he started to feel like he was losing that. And for an example, one of the things where, like, God told me, you need to start taking care of him like your husband, right? In other words, you need to, you know, wash his clothes, and you need to start cooking dinners again. And you know, because I used to do all this and then I stopped for my reasons, right? And then I started to, these were the things that the enemy was using against me because they are important to him. To him as a man, it is something that I should do in part of showing my love to him. And when I'm not doing those things, to him, the man, it translates that I don't care anymore. And I don't love him the same anymore. Am I right, baby? Yeah? This is revelation, girls. Right? No, for real? Yeah?
No, a mí no es que pares de amarme, pero like, sure, like you don't care and stuff like that.
And how that makes you feel?
That bothers.
It bothers you? But it bothers you because you just want it done, or it bothers you because it emotionally it makes you feel something? You know what I mean?
Yeah, emocionalmente.
Emotionally? So you see what I'm saying, girls? I'm telling you, hubby, agree again. Whatever, Mr. Sanabria. When we are not doing those things to a man, cooking and cleaning for them is deeper than the words "I love you." That is a form of showing them your love, right? And when you're not doing that, then it makes them feel like there's some loss of love there. Maybe you're not totally out of love. Listen, this man asks me all the time, baby, you still love me? All the time, right? All the time. All jokes aside, all the time. But so let me go back. So I don't be jumping all over the place. So God started to tell me these things, like you need to disarm the enemy and you need to go back to those things. So I started going back to those things. And when he would get mad, he would go take the clothes, ladies, and he would be like, I could do my own clothes. I don't need you to do nothing for me. Explain yourself, Mr. Osorio. What was that all about? What was that all about? Why you do that? We need to wait. He needs to pay attention to the GPS. Mr. Cross Country Truck Driver here. Jules said, men are so short-winded in conversation. Girl, so short, right? Straight to the point. Suleika, it shows them that they're being appreciated when we do, and when we don't, it bothers them. Yes, Suleika. Wait, because I want to know some answers right now, girls. 50 cents, baby. I want some answers.
50 cents.
That's what I saw up there. Oh, okay. Okay.
So what do you want to know?
I want to know why, after you knew that I had to disarm the enemy and start washing your clothes again and cooking for you, when you would get mad, you would turn around and be like, I don't need your help. I can do everything by myself. Why would you do that?
Alright, next question.
No confession time. Come on, my brother. Confession time, my brother. Come on, keep it real. Why you do that?
Because I don't want to make. I don't want you to know. I want you to know that I can do my own stuff too. You know, like if I have to cook or wash my clothes or do anything myself, I'm able to do it too.
But what does that do for you? Like, I don't understand.
Well, because I can take care of myself. Just letting you know that I can take care of myself if I want to take care of myself.
Okay, but if you know that God dealt with me about that, and he's telling me I need you to disarm the enemy, and he tells me you better start doing this thing for this man again, and you better start showing him how much you love him, because that means love to him, why would you take that from me? I think that's a little selfish right there, girl. Girls, come on, somebody say something, because we got a man in here somewhere that's been agreeing with him the whole time. That is, I think, a little bit selfish, because then it lends itself again, guys, to what started to happen. What started to happen was, she said, I'm literally laughing out loud. I need to read what Adele said. Adele said, cuando más bajo llego, aparecen tus lives. Evelyn, mi cuñada destruyó mi matrimonio de 33 años con santería. ¿Cómo cambiaría ganar este demonio? Mira, mi amor. Ok. ¿Tú entiendes inglés? So I could talk in English, mami, para que me entienda la gente. Adele is saying that she has a sister-in-law who actually did witchcraft to separate her from her husband, right? And she's asking me, what can I do to overcome this? And we definitely can deal with that. Holding a grudge, machismo, or they're asking, is it machismo, holding a grudge? It's called machismo. There's not machismo, so what is it?
Really? No machismo, it's just, you know, just letting you know that I can
Is it manpower thing? Is it a manpower over woman power? What is that about?
It's not manpower.
So, right? If we know that I'm trying to do these things for you again because you feel unloved, and I'm trying to love you, baby, and I'm trying to cook for you, and I'm trying to wash the clothes for you, right? Payback. And I'm trying to wash the clothes for you. Then why would you force me to show lack of love? If that's your love language, you understand what I'm saying? That's your love language. To you, if I'm not doing that, to you it shows like a lack of interest in you, right? So what I'm saying is, if that's how you translate that, then why would you take that from me when you get mad? Because then you know what that does?
Había también veces que yo no tenía ropa y había que tenía que lavarla, ¿sí o no? Okay, so después tú me decías, pero me tienes que dar saber yo no sé qué.
No, it's true. It's true. There's been plenty of times where I wasn't on top of my A game, and I'll be real about it. However, guys, what ends up happening is a power struggle here, right? Because there becomes a power struggle back and forth between who is going to do what or who's not going to. Really? I think that's my sign to move on. Okay. So, he's basically saying I can wash my own clothes. It's a power struggle. Exactly, Jewel. And we're gonna agree with Jewel because Jewel's been on your side this whole time. She's been explaining a man's side this whole time. So yes, I agree with that. I believe it is a struggle. Adele, yo no me he olvidado de ti, okay, honey? So, listen to this, ladies. A prayer, the way we are praying is off, right? We are praying like this. And this is something he never heard me say before. We praying, and even fasting. I only prayed and fasted one time, and some of you guys know this testimony. And God shut it down real fast. Because I was fasting and praying about my husband 2012. I remember 2012. I was praying and fasting over my husband. And I was complaining to God. And I kept telling God, God, look at this man and how he treats me. I'm your daughter. Lord, intervene. Change him. La 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 la. I'm going in. Okay? And God told me, yes, Evelyn, but you're my daughter. In other words, he kept telling me, and he said it a few times, I understand that he's wrong and he's doing some things, but you're my daughter and I expect more from you. Okay? So, the last thing God said to me was, Evelyn, but do you love him the way you love me? And let me say this to my Christian sisters. We make the mistake of getting all holy roly, self-righteous, where now there's if you had a separation of some sort in your relationship, some kind of breakage, you're going to actually make it worse, because now you get into this self-righteous religious spirit, right? And you start prohibiting things. Remember, baby, you couldn't watch movies in the house. The music, I mean, it was like literally, I'm in this place and you gotta be in that place with me, whether you like it or not. You're gonna honor the house of the Lord. Thy Lord, thy God is my God, and this is his house, and you're gonna respect that, right? Well, guys, we forget that he's the one who was working, paying those bills. So here I am. These are a whole lot of stuff that I never speak with him. But here I am, right? Imposing a lot of my convictions on him. I'm pushing all of my convictions. The music I played, the movies God didn't want me watching for whatever reasons, I'm now imposing those convictions on him, which was unfair, because just like he has his own walk of salvation with God, like some other particular stranger, right, where you cannot impose on them your own personal convictions, right? We know that I cannot impose, as a Christian, I cannot impose my own convictions on you. If God told me I don't want you blonde just because I see a sister with blonde hair, I'm gonna be like, girl, you're going to hell because you ain't supposed to wear blonde hair. No, I was supposed to allow God to be God in his life and stop being so self-righteous. And this is where we cause a lot more damage in our relationship than we do good, because we become self-righteous. We beat them down with the Bible. We talk them down. So,
she didn't like, you know, music from the
worldly music.
Uh-huh. So I used to listen to Christian music, but sometimes I used to listen to my music that I like too. So I used to go to work or whatever, and if I was listening to my music, I used to change it for respect, because I knew that she didn't like it. I stopped watching. I like horror movies.
Mm-hmm.
And I stopped watching that because she didn't like it. So, but the music I used to listen to both. One time I forgot to change it. When she got to the car, she heard the music and she was like, what is this? Or what's that? I was like,
no, look, you could have swore this guy committed the ultimate sin. Because when we got in, I felt beat. I cannot keep it real. I felt betrayed.
You know what she said?
Oh, there's some stuff happening there.
Yeah. You know what she said to me? That she felt like I was living a double life.
Yeah.
I was like, are you serious?
Because he was listening. Because every time I got in the car with him and the thing went on, it was always Christian music, except that one time. And it was like, oh, Holy Spirit is exposing him. Come on now, right? Like if he was doing something that was like the ultimate sin and he deserves to go straight to hell. Like, come on now. So that started to add even more pressure to our relationship, right? We already were in a struggling relationship. Now this just got worse. It just got worse because now, let me ask you, I've always felt like, and this was my thought, I don't know if you ever felt that way or not, but did you ever feel at any point like it was almost battling God for me? You understand what I'm saying? Como en competencia for your wife, like you felt like, you know, because I was getting so deep into God. Did you ever feel that way? No? Did you ever feel like something? Because you used to get like really, I don't know, maybe it was because of that. Was it because of that? Because there was so much restrictions now all of a sudden. Is that why you were so rebellious against it?
Probably, yeah. We wasn't able to watch a movie. We put a movie on, and the first curse, second, by the third one, by the first one, her face changed. She can be like, you know, like normal, and then I look to the side and she's like. So we wasn't able to watch movies because the movies that she wanted to watch, I didn't want to watch. And then the movies that I wanted to watch, she didn't want to watch either. So it was.
So basically we started losing, if we had anything in common, we started losing that. Because no longer can we do the same thing. We can't watch TV together. We can't listen to music together. We can't do nothing together because I'm over here and he's over there. And and it seemed like the more time went on with that happening, the more rebellious he got towards the idea. Because let me tell you something. It's not that he don't believe in God. Right, baby? You believe in God?
Of course.
It's not that he don't believe in God. He's just rebellious, right? But he's rebellious because even though for him he's saying no, that, you know, he wasn't in this battle with God over his wife, I think that to an extent it did feel that way because we could no longer do the same things anymore, right? And here you love this woman, but you can't even partake in anything. The simplest thing, you can't even partake with your wife because she's in the east and I'm in the west, you know? She's in the east and I'm in the west. So that became another barrier between us, guys. It was hard. It was hard. Now, let me take a little second because I've been talking. Say something to the crowd, guys. Baby. He's flexing his muscles. That's why it's always good. One day you do you and the other day he does him. Compromise. That what I do, a good marriage, compromising works. Yes. 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 He's still not in a compromising with me, but no, this is a compromise right now. No, I'm just playing.
Really?
It's just playing. No, this is a compromise right now, guys. I'm going to tell you guys right now, for real, for real. Oh, let me tell you about the way I pray.
And what about Santa?
What about Santa?
Hello, I did that for you. It's a compromise. I was never thought about.
I know.
I was never thought about doing.
He's talking about when he dressed like Santa. But, yeah. But what's wrong with the different interests with movies? No. Yes, Jewel, we were on different levels spiritually, right? But then I became this self-righteous wife. And I'm going to tell y'all the way God told me, stop being this self-righteous wife, right? And there's nothing wrong with having different interests. It's just that we didn't have common interests. That's the problem, Suleika. So that's where the division came in, because he's over there and I'm over here, and all his time he's spending in his room doing his thing. I'm in the next room doing my thing. And we're not doing anything together. So that's the problem. So my prayers changed, right? I'm going to be honest with you. I never prayed for my husband's salvation. I don't pray those type of prayers, and I'm going to tell you why. Because the one thing that I know is that it's going to take him to come to the end of himself, to come to a place of true repentance, and for God to be able to come in. And I could have been fasting and praying this whole 16 years, right? And been blue in my face, and then and not seeing, and been more frustrated because I would not have been seeing results till literally a few weeks ago, when he finally had his moment with God in in Chick-fil-A. No, me saying about you.
Okay.
So it would have been like, you know, like frustrating to be praying those type of prayers. You know what kind of prayers I started doing, guys? And I'm gonna look, he's touching his chest. This is for a reason, girl.
I'm starving.
You starving? Listen.
It's not my chest, he's not down here. really, baby.
No,
You
listen,
say he's
listen.
touching his chest and I'm touching all of it.
Listen, no, you started up here and you worked it down. Listen, listen.
What?
I'm gonna prove it to you guys. He don't knows about this, and I'm gonna tell him myself right now. But earlier, don't be embarrassed and just tell the truth, all right? Earlier, you looked at me, and what happened?
Oh my God, you serious?
Yeah, there's a reason. No, you gotta share it. You have to share it because I'm gonna tell you something that you didn't know. Go ahead.
Nothing. I just saw what I saw.
But what did you see, baby?
Baby, I saw why I fell in love with you in the first time.
Aww. Now, let me ask you. Wait, but that's been happening to you quite a bit, right? It's been happening quite a bit?
Mm-hmm.
For how long now, you think?
I don't know.
If you could give it an idea of...
Basically.
So recently, within the last couple of months.
Yeah, we've been here 4 months.
We've been here 4 months. And within the last, I would say...
Vamos para 5, wow.
We're going on 5 months already?
Llegamos en agosto, septiembre, octubre, diciembre. Enero 7. 5.
Wow. All right. Listen here. Y'all want to know my prayer? My prayer to God is not God save him. God, because ain't nobody want him more saved than God does. God died on that cross for him. God loves him. Okay, so that's not my prayer at all. My prayer is, God, give him your type of love towards me. Give me that same type of love towards him. Give him a forgiving spirit towards me. Give me a forgiving spirit towards him. And God, that when I look at him and he looks at me, we can still look at each other like the brand new days. Okay? Those are my prayers. That I look gorgeous to him even on my worst days, and that he looks that way to me. That's my prayer.
You have no worse days, baby.
That's my prayer. And that prayer has been changing a lot. Because when you have your man looking at you that way, or when he catches me looking at him that way, because it happens with me too. Have you noticed? ¿Tú te haces? Seriously though. Yeah. So sometimes you know that, but you just pretend like you don't see it?
Yeah, because I'm trying to see exactly what's going on.
Because you're trying to figure out what's going on. Okay, guys? Those are the type of prayers you need to pray praying. Yes, Sandra. She said it feels good and butterflies. Yes. Is keeping that pure. Yes, you still get that butterfly about each other. And that is my prayer about my marriage, my husband. Because, you know, let's be real, guys. You know, sometimes tinkles the tummy, love. Yes, girl. Yes. And that has been making a huge difference. Because 16 years later, and he's been saying this a lot too lately. ¿Cómo es que tú dices that it feels like when we first started? You just told me that the other day.
Wow.
Like the feeling is like it never gets old. It seems like, guys, it feels like renewed love. It feels like the love is even deeper than even when we first started. I think that's what you said to me. Was that what you said to me? I'm trying to remember what was it you said to me about a week or so ago. Goosebumps, get them, girl. Adele, are you still here? So, guys, honestly, change your prayers. Change your prayers. If you are self-righteous in that way, where you can't even connect with your husband, let me tell you something. Oh, baby, did you not start feeling more, I guess, relaxed kind of sort of way after? Because, okay, so, and I think it's part of my process. I think it was part of God breaking me, honestly, to get me to this place in my marriage and just as a Christian altogether, because I was so religious, guys. I was so religious. And when I was going through my process that I got to the place of I don't care, I also lost religion. You know what I'm talking about, baby? Like when I got to the place when I was so angry and so bitter, so done with the marriage, with everything, I got to the place that I legit did not care. And I legit was like, I don't care if I don't have no ministry, if I gotta wait for this man, I don't care. Like, that's where I was at. Not too long ago, guys. Not too long ago. And when I got to that place that I didn't care and I started changing for the worse. Remember? Okay. What I'm saying is, I also lost my religion. You know what I mean? And now you were able to be a little more free with stuff. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Maybe,
yeah?
Yes.
Okay, I want to make sure that we're on the same page.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read that right now, Jasenia. I lost my religion, and I think God purposely broke me for me to lose my religion, because in my religious spirit that I had, I wasn't compatible with my husband. Even though I was ministering to people, right, and I was able to talk into people's life and people came to the Lord and all that good stuff. However, I didn't have no sympathy or empathy with other Christians that I felt should have known better. So I was one of those Christians that held the baton of judgment over them. And that is not my place. I couldn't show that type of love that I would share with like sinners, people lost in the world, and see their need. I was more sympathetic to these people and empathetic than I was with my own brothers and sisters. That changed. A lot changed. And with all those changes and me losing my that religious spirit, then I was able to now we could have a little drink together, right, baby? Where before it was like, nah, I'm good. Even though I knew, no, just enjoying each other's, right? Enjoying each other. Even though the Bible does not speak, and I knew that, against drinking something, it's more speaking against drunkenness, right? That's where the sin comes in. I still, I was like, no, I gotta keep this. This is the holies, the holies of holies, and I gotta keep it holy and sanctifying and keep it pure and on and on and on and on. Give me this, baby. Oh, we here already?
Yeah.
So, we're here, guys. So this is gonna be about another 2 minutes.
Sal pa afuera que estoy aquí. Mami. Oh, ¿Quién no está? Pero ¿y Alma está? Oh, ahí hay comida, porque si no voy a comprar algo de comer. Pues dale, está bien, mami, que yo te veo ahí, ya estoy llegando ahí.
Jasenia is saying, thank you for this. I'm struggling with my man in the movies. There's always got to be a sex scene, and that makes me uncomfortable. Girl, baby, can you tell him how bad I was? How bad was I, baby? I was horrible. But you know what that stemmed from? My insecurities. It stems from my insecurity and my jealousy.
No more.
And
wow, baby.
it stemmed from my insecurity and my jealousy. And I'm gonna keep it 100 with you guys. When I got myself done, did it change a lot of things, baby? Mm-hmm. It changed a lot of things because it boosted my confidence level again. I'm not, you know, sometimes that little spirit of jealousy try to come in there, or insecurity, and I gotta shoot it down, right? Because it's gonna always try. But he couldn't even watch boxing, and you know how the girls come out with the numbers, girl. I don't know if I ever told you. I told you something about that.
What?
The boxing, the girls that come out with the numbers. Okay. And
yo no puedo meter.
well,
Quiero que lo mate de frente, pero.
well, don't go too far in then. You want me to check?
Yeah.
Wait. Hold on, ladies. Hold on. Let me end this real quick. So, my loves, that stems from my insecurity within myself. So when we act that crazy, it's because we insecure. Let's keep it real, right? And you know what? Some people may be against, I don't know, I mean, it's not a secret. Everybody on my Facebook knew, but there's a lot of you guys new on my platform. Are you okay when you share about the video, but not being specific?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Andrea. Thank you. Yes, Jasenia. It wasn't until I did my surgery, I did the BBL, and a lot of you guys already know this. Yeah, go ahead. And you can start taking the stuff out still, or you gonna wait?
No, it's okay.
Okay. And say bye at least.
Oh. Espérate. En español.
En inglés, español, whatever.
All right, see you later. It's been a pleasure talking to you. And I'll see you in the next one.
So, I had to do stuff to make me feel good for me, for my marriage. Honestly, more for me, because I was already at a place, right? I'm 45 years old, guys, and I needed to do things for me. Now I'm talking to the women, and you know, husband is gone. I needed to do things for me, and not care about people's thoughts and opinions. I needed to feel good for me, right? Not because I wanted anybody else looking at me, but I wanted my husband looking at me in that way. And honestly, guys, I've been able to do what I was able to do because of my business now. If it wasn't for my business, I wouldn't have been able to do what I've done for myself. But Jasenia, listen to me. I honestly, if you guys can manage it financially, it's going to be the best investment. Now, my husband, at first, he wasn't with it, right? He wasn't with it at first, ladies. And truth be told, when I decided to do it, I just decided to do it because he was then starting to get a little jealous and insecure. But when I got home, you know, your behavior is going to dictate a lot. I knew something was different. Shut up, Lulu. How you come home acting afterwards, you want to act, you know, a fool, then you're just gonna make that worse, right? You're not doing it for the sake of acting like you too cute now for yourself, right? You're coming to help the marriage, help with your insecurities, help with your self-esteem, right? And let's just keep it real, right? When we don't feel pretty, some people are comfortable in their own skin the way they are, and some of us are not. And I tried for years to be, and I just couldn't be. And so I did what I had to do. And I'm so glad I did what I had to do, right? Because now my confidence is reflecting in our marriage, because now I'm getting different responses from him. Not so much because of the body, but because of my confidence. Because of my confidence. I just want him not to flirt with his eyes. Girl, honestly, you have to have a sit-down talk with him about that. Okay, Lulu. And again, when we are jealous, we see things even when they're not there, right? We say it's something is going on and there's nothing going on. And the truth is, dude, I used to tell my husband off just because he was walking that way and there's a girl coming. Like, he's not blind, right? He's gonna look and he's like, well, you could look the first time, but the second or the third, now you're flirting. I used to go in. However, way before me getting my body done, I would just literally, I would just, like, if I saw a girl that looked hot or whatever, I didn't want to even see. I didn't want to look for signs. You know how we do that? We start looking for signs. Okay, let me see, you know. Are you going to look at her? We look for it, right? And the minute the eye connect, you be like, oh, you see? Guys, we need to stop that. We do. And I already was stopping that before my surgery. Let me be clear. My surgery did not make me stop that. I already had stopped that. I decided for myself, I can't keep doing this to myself, looking to see if he's going to be looking. Every time I saw a woman that made me feel jealous, I will walk away and I'll get myself busy. It's usually in a department store or something. And I would just get myself busy doing some. It's true, you just stop and become numb. You know, I do it too. I'm telling you, that's the insecurity in us. We look to see if they're going to look that way. Well, the girl's coming that way. He's not blind. You know what I mean? I mean, are you blind when you see a good looking guy? No, you're not blind, right? You may not say, oh my God. You know what I mean? But you saw him. And you turn your face, and maybe inside of you was like, oh, dag. You know what I mean? So that stems from insecurity. Adele, I want you to inbox me about your situation if you're still on here. I have not seen you respond, but I wanted to respond to you. Hopefully, you can get in contact with me in my inbox. But guys, I hope this helped you guys to some level. Okay, I really do. I hope this helped you. If you know a marriage that's struggling, share this live with them. I think that we were pretty candid and transparent and fun with it, that somebody can get something out of this. All right. So guys, I'm going to go because my husband already went upstairs. I'm going to go upstairs to grandma's house. I will see you guys again. What prayer do you recommend for this, as I should be doing? Girl, why you think I was praying, Jasenia? I would say, God, give him eyes only for me. God, give me eyes just for him. Okay? God, help. When he look at me, Lord, fill him with your love for me, God. Let him feel all that about me. That's my prayer. That's my prayer. That's my prayer, and that's the only prayer I'm going to recommend to all of y'all. Stop praying that type of prayer. Okay? Stop praying. Start praying that type of prayer. And then start asking God, show me in my marriage, because I want to fix my marriage. Show me. They have their shortcomings, and we know that. But we can't do nothing about them. We can only do something about ourselves. right? And so I'm really expecting that this is the beginning of something new between me and my husband, walking us towards ministry and the purpose that God has for us. Amen. Well, guys, it was amazing. Thank you for hanging out with me and my husband, and we'll catch up again. All right, guys, we'll do this again. And if you guys have any questions, maybe we can do another Q&A on a different time, maybe on our way back home, because I have them here. And we can do another Q&A answering those questions. So if anybody have questions, inbox them to me, okay? And then I'll get them noted down. And on our way back, we'll do another Q&A. All right, guys. Bye. God bless you.